Hello, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Brooke, and I'm currently 35 weeks pregnant. I wanted to film this video to kind of update all of my friends and family, along with, you guys who watch my YouTube channel. You gotta excuse the way I look. I am currently at the hospital. I've been here for, over 24 hours. So I just got a shower and put on some mascara, and that's not as good as it's getting. But yesterday I went to my doctor's appointment at my regular OB. I have been seeing a specialist since last week, but yesterday was just a regular doctor's appointment. The past few days I have been feeling like really just sick, almost like flu-like sick, if that makes sense. I just feel really tired and weak, and basically feel like if you've ever had like a hangover, like the next day, you feel like sick and really tired. I'm sure a lot of you do kind of what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I just felt really sick and tired, and my feet, of course, were super swollen. They've been super swollen for like weeks. But yesterday they were like particularly nasty. So I got to my doctor's appointment and I saw a new midwife. Where I go at, you see like a different person every single time, just in case like when you go in to deliver, whoever's on call, there's a good chance you've already seen them before in the office. But I saw a different lady this time, and she was, I wouldn't say like an older lady. She was like late 30s, maybe early 40s. And she basically like came into the room, looked at me and was like, "Girl, you look like you don't feel good." Basically, because I did look pretty rough yesterday. So, but she was like, "Yeah, you look like you don't feel good and your feet look horrendous." And turns out there was actually like double the amount of protein in my urine than there was a week ago when they checked me. So she was like, "Yeah, you've got to go to the hospital." But before I went, I did tell her that my blood pressures at home have been elevated, which they have been. They had already diagnosed me with gestational hypertension, I want to say 2 weeks ago probably, because finally like my blood pressure was high in the office. Like every time I would go in the office it would be normal. But at home I was getting high readings, so they couldn't really diagnose me yet until they had me in the office with high blood pressure. So 2 weeks ago I had high blood pressure in the office, so they finally diagnosed me with it, and that's when they decided that I needed to start seeing a specialist for my gestational hypertension. But anyways, my point of that was, before I left to go to the hospital, she was like, "Okay, well, let's check your blood pressure." So she checked my blood pressure, and yesterday it was 147/94. Which is quite elevated for any of you who don't know. A normal blood pressure is about 120 over, let's say, 70. That's a pretty good blood pressure, pretty normal. So I ended up coming to the hospital. I hope y'all can hear me well, because there's like people outside the door, so I'm trying not to be too loud, because I still haven't gotten used to like vlogging in front of people or making videos in front of people. So I'm trying to be quiet. But anyways, my blood pressure was high in the office, so she was like, "Yeah, definitely go to the hospital." Like I said, I'm 35 weeks pregnant, so they were already talking about inducing me at 37 weeks. So I was a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I got really anxious and like cried in my car before I got here, because I just didn't know what was gonna happen. But last week I saw a specialist, a perinatologist for the first time, and they did a what they call a non-stress test on the baby, which basically monitors their movement. They're not under stress, their heart rate's good, things like that. And they also did an ultrasound and checked the fluid, the baby's growth, and the blood flow from the placenta to the umbilical cord to the baby. And last week is when I found out that the blood flow from the umbilical cord, basically there's 2 arteries and there's a vein, and the arteries and the vein, the blood flow is like resistance. There's like resistance in it, which is how he explained it to me. So basically, like if you're like watering a garden with a hose and you put your thumb in front of it, there's that resistance there, and that's basically how he explained it to me as far as what's going on with the blood flow to the baby. And that is actually a sign of pre-eclampsia. So he explained that to me in the office, and on top of that they found out that baby roll is only in the 8th percentile. So she's running on the smaller side. She is measuring about 4 pounds 2 ounces according to the ultrasound that we had. So basically at this appointment they diagnosed me with pre-eclampsia. And then that was last Tuesday, so then yesterday was Monday, so it was almost a week. And then I went to my OB yesterday and they sent me here to the hospital. So we're pretty caught up now. Been diagnosed with gestational hypertension and pre-eclampsia, and they sent me to the hospital yesterday to monitor me, and that's when they found out there was literally like double the amount of protein in my urine. They did a bunch of blood work. The blood work seemed okay, and my blood pressure was stable while I was here. There were just a couple of higher readings, but nothing too concerning. But they did a bunch of tests, and I was here for 24 hours. I'm still here, actually. It's been a little over 24 hours because I ended up getting a steroid injection, and y'all, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was really painful. So if you have to end up getting a steroid injection, which they give it to you to help progress baby's lungs and organs in case you have to be induced early, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it don't feel good. It feels like a very sharp, a very big wasp sting and it hurts a little for like a good probably 10-15 minutes after. Not as bad as the initial burn, but it definitely stays sore for a while. But I had to do that, and I got that done at 6 last night. So they said it has to be 24 hours before I get my second shot. So I'm just waiting. It's literally almost exactly 5 o'clock now. So I'll be here for about another hour and have that second injection, and I'll probably be out of here by like 7:30. But anyways, I really did think that I was gonna end up like being induced or something. I will say this whole experience has been really scary, and I don't really know what's gonna happen. As far as these next 2 weeks, they did say that they will officially be inducing me 2 weeks from now. It'll be actually a little less than 2 weeks because I was officially 35 weeks yesterday, which is Monday. So not next Monday, but then Monday after is when they're probably gonna schedule to induce me. I think it's June 6th. So I'm excited for that, but I'm just nervous because anything can happen. And they told me, pre-eclampsias can be really dangerous. So they told me if I have any of the symptoms, like the headache, the pain on my my right side above my liver, a headache that doesn't go away, and high blood pressure and things like that, to come to the hospital. So I really got to monitor myself over the next couple of weeks, and I'm pretty nervous about it, I'm not gonna lie. But I know that she is doing okay according to her stress test that she's had, and her heart rate's been really good, and everything else seems fine. She's just on the smaller side, and I am pre-eclamptic. So that's definitely something I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on, unfortunately. But apart from that, the hospital I'm at has been so great. The nurses here are just like incredible. They're so sweet, and they've been so helpful. Like literally they check on me like every hour basically, and they're always like, oh, well, what do you need? Like, do you need anything? Like, don't be afraid to ask. Like, we'll get you anything you need. And they've brought me like a bunch of drinks and filled my water bottle up a bunch of times, which I wanted to mention. I saw so many videos where people were like, oh, bring your own water bottle because the water bottles there suck. They do not suck. Wait, let me make sure it doesn't have the name of the hospital. No, it does not suck at all. They literally filled this up for me like, I want to say like 8 times since I've been here. And the water, she filled this up a long time ago, like hours ago, and there's still so much ice in it. So I've only had to have her replace the ice like 3 times, it seems like. And I like it. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm not gonna bring my own water bottle now because that one's just as nice, and they fill it up for me like continuously. So even if it does get a little like room temperature, I can just ask them to refill it for me, and they have no problem doing that. So, but this whole hospital stay has kind of given me a little bit of an idea as to what labor is going to be like, and I'm kind of excited that it's going to be scheduled because we'll have a scheduled time to come in here and we'll know kind of what's going to happen. And now I have time to go home and like really make sure everything is put together because I know like what day we're going to have her. So that's really awesome. And 37 weeks is term, so I'm happy that we can get her to term, hopefully, as long as everything goes good. But you guys, I am not gonna lie to you, like pregnancy has been so difficult on me. Like just doing this video, like I can't breathe. Like I'm gonna have to edit out so many parts where it sounds like I'm really struggling to breathe because it's just difficult. And I've been feeling like that every day, where I just feel really sick and tired, and I literally can't do anything for more than 20 minutes without feeling just so beat and exhausted. And with the hypertension and the headaches and just my belly is like constantly sore, and it's constantly aching, you know. So with all of that, pregnancy has been really difficult. And this last few weeks is just, I feel like it's going by so slow. But I'm trying to enjoy it before she gets here. I'm trying to enjoy time to myself and time with just me and Paul before there's 3 of us. But I'm very excited to meet her, so it's kind of hard to be patient. But luckily I had all of this stuff. I did want to mention, I literally had all of my stuff packed, which is, I'm just very type A like that. I've already had all of my stuff packed, my hospital bag, Paul's hospital bag, blankets, pillows, all of that stuff, and it was all in the car ready. So Paul literally, I just had to text him a couple of things to grab before he left the house yesterday, like just in case. And so that was really helpful. So I highly advise, if you've had issues in your pregnancy, to go ahead and have your hospital bags packed and have them in the car just in case, because that was really helpful. Like I had all of my toiletry items here and blankets and my pregnancy pillow, and so that was awesome. Like I'm really glad I did all of that. And you know, like a change of clothes and things like that. Like obviously it would have really sucked if I would have had to sit in the clothes that I had yesterday at my daughter's appointment this whole time, or even had to send Paul to go get those things, you know, and have to sit here by myself and wait, you know. But with all that being said, everything is fine so far. Everything's okay. There's just, you know, apart from the few concerns that the doctors have with the pre-eclampsia and things like that, I'm doing okay. And I'm gonna get through it and she's gonna be here soon. And I'm excited to eventually film my labor and delivery vlog, which is, you know, I brought my camera and stuff because I already had it in my hospital bag, because I figured, you know, I didn't want to forget that, because I definitely want to film that for you guys in the process and all of that stuff. But I got about 45 minutes before they come into me giving my second shot, and then I'm good to get out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the room ready to leave because I'm ready to go home. I'm tired. I want to go in my own bed. I barely got any sleep last night. The nurses came and checked on me like every hour because they had the fetal monitor on me, and every time I moved, baby would move and they would lose her heart rate, so they had to come in here and fix it to where they could find it again. And so I did not get any rest last night. So I'm ready to go home. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the room ready, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I just wanted to update everybody. And for those of you who personally know me, I love y'all, and everything's doing good. So I'll keep y'all updated. Thanks.